What about, have you ever bumped into a brilliant asshole?
I fully say no.
No.
There's no such thing as a brilliant asshole. The minute you're an asshole, you're not brilliant anymore.
We did some kind of interrogation to your team. The question was, what's the flaw of Pak JP? And the person said, I'm trying to find it, but I cannot find one.
Oh.
You think yourself is flawless or something?
No, absolutely not.
But the person cannot find any.
I know.
How come?
So I am not perfect. None of my team are perfect. But together we're perfect.
Halo Rockstars, ketemu lagi barengan gue Rarisa Sastro di The Rockin Podcast. Ya kan, di podcast ini nih kita akan banyak sekali menggali soal motivasi, inspirasi, dan juga segala sesuatu soal karir di dunia kerja yang pastinya pasti Rockstars nih perlu banget ya buat bekal di kemudian hari. Nah, kita akan sama-sama dapat banyak insight di sini. Dan apalagi kalau kamu nih pengen membuat karir kamu menanjak sampai ke top level, menuju puncak karir yang sempurna. Nah, hari ini kita seperti biasa kedatangan orang-orang hebat dengan segudang pengalaman kerja yang sudah bertahun-tahun nih ya dihasilkan dengan sepak terjang beliau-beliau ini. Dan kali ini kita sudah bersama General Manager from salah satu resort yang terkece di daerah Nusa Dua. This one is Mr. Jean-Pierre Joncas.
Thank you.
AKA Mr. JP from Sofitel Bali Nusa Dua Beach Resort.
Apa kabar Pak JP?
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for coming here.
Hey Rockstars, welcome back to the Rockin Podcast. Dan kali ini seperti yang tadi udah gue bilang, gue udah barengan sama Mr. JP. Dan juga aku gak sendirian hari ini karena ada co-host aku yang rupawan, kayak Bapak gue nih ya. Ada, ya kan? Ada Mas Rico.
Halo.
And so JP, thanks so much for making time to come for this week. Because I know you've been in a very crazy schedule, right?
Yes, but I'm really excited to be here. I'm a long-time listener. I guess you can call me a dedicated rock star.
Love it. A dedicated rock stars and also a dedicated general manager, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, of course. So, let me ask you a question. How do you keep this year? I mean, the 2025, it's like a new challenge inside the property. How it's going so far?
Well, I think everybody realizes it's no secret Q1 has been challenging, so not as what people expected, but I'm extremely optimistic for 2025.
Yes.
We have to, yeah. We have to be as optimistic. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, Bali is a phenomenal place, the people, the culture, and there's so many positive things going for us that there's no reason to worry. I'm very optimistic with all the opportunities ahead.
I agree with that.
Yes.
Anyway, Pak JP, my intel said you have more than 20 years experience of your career. Is that correct?
Absolutely. I think my first hotel job was in 2000, so this will be 25 years.
So
Wow.
the entire 20 years is hospitality industry, not all?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
25 years?
But wait, but my intel also said that you once was a firefighter.
Absolutely. That's how I started in hotels, as to become a firefighter.
Whoa.
It's a very
I
interesting
get some
story.
shiver inside my body because you know what? In Indonesia, firefighter they do almost everything.
In most countries, the same. You get called for absolutely everything.
Is that your starting career or something else? Tell us about it.
Okay. Well, as I mentioned, my hospitality career started because of firefighting.
Wow.
Yeah.
How come? It's quite quite the opposite. Yeah?
Huge. It sounds like a huge shift, but I think that early experience as a firefighter has made me extremely successful in hospitality. To overcome any type of challenges, thinking on your feet, staying calm and cool under pressure, and being able to deal with any type
I
of situation.
agree with that.
So I
agree.
think that's what's also made me uniquely
You
successful.
you used to deal with fire, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that explains. But actually, which one is your real dream? Actually, the firefighter or the hospitality?
Well, my dream was to help people. And so I find that value in being in hospitality now, and I try to always, everything I do, relate it back, how can I help people? So whether it's our guests and new experiences, helping my team and my colleagues achieve their dreams, or helping the local community. So that kind of help is still in me since I was very young.
So,
Your social battery is very high then.
yeah, can see that. And when did you start climbing into managerial things in hospitality?
No, wait. Tell me the year first.
Oh yeah, the year first.
The firefighter first.
Okay, so not to take up too much time from 25 years ago, but I was going to university studying psychology and sociology, and those were my initial majors. And I realized one day that I don't want to spend my life in a lab. I want to spend my life actually helping people.
That's very
And so
kind.
that's where I got the aspiration to become a firefighter.
Okay.
And so to do that, I moved from my home city, Montreal, out west to the Canadian Rockies.
Yes.
Because that's where there was some of the greatest firefighting schools in North America. That's also where they have the most firefighting volunteer fire departments. So the biggest opportunities to do volunteer work was in the Canadian Rockies, fighting forest fires and various other areas. So I moved out west to
From Montreal.
From Montreal to become a volunteer and to go to firefighting
Canada.
school. Yeah, so
wow.
Alberta, Canada.
Okay.
And so I moved out with the desire to become a firefighter.
See.
And little did I know, it was very difficult.
Of course.
Well, I
Of course, you're
I
dealing
thought
with
We
fire.
can imagine.
well, no. I thought to volunteer as a firefighter would be easy. That any fire department you want to volunteer, okay, join.
Yeah.
Everybody was full. No jobs, not even volunteer jobs.
Okay.
And so there was one fire department, volunteer of a fire department in Jasper, Alberta, and they had openings. And I went and I said, I want to volunteer. I was, I think, 20 years old. I said, I want to volunteer on this fire department. And they said, you're not allowed. And I said, why? And they said, our volunteers are made up of our hotel employees because we specifically take care of the park around this hotel.
I see.
And I said, so to get a job on your fire department, I need to work at the hotel. And they said, yes.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Okay,
So it's
that's
your
the turning-
camouflage,
so
right?
that's my camouflage.
Yeah.
So
That's the turning point then. Yeah,
yeah,
I
so
believe it.
I went to the hotel and I applied to the hotel. And I had an opportunity to interview with their human resources manager or director. And they said, why do you want to work for us? And I said, because I want to join your fire department. And they said, really?
Okay.
And I was like, yes.
Really?
And I said, I'll do anything. I said, give me a job
Yeah.
because I want to help people and be on your fire department.
You were still 20 that time.
Yes, still 20.
Right.
And so I got a job as a banquet waiter. So my first hotel experience was a banquet waiter
Okay.
under the
Banquet waiter.
disguise to
Okay.
volunteer on the fire department.
Okay.
So that's how my hospitality
Yeah,
career
yeah,
started.
yeah.
I see.
Oh my
I
God,
see.
yeah.
And then, how it started from banquet waiter
And climbing into the managerial
to
thing.
general
Yeah.
manager.
Well, I think
It's a very long way, yeah.
it's a long way,
Yeah.
but I think it's in segments of your life. So you don't have to go year by year, but it's really just in different segments. And I think the first 4 years of my life, 20 to 24, still very young, I was working in the hotel, doing various jobs, banquets, conference services, restaurant, part-time waiter jobs. All while I was doing my volunteer firefighting, firefighter training, and going to firefighting school.
Wow.
So when you work as the banquet waiter, you also as the volunteer at the firefighter.
Yes, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
So we did trainings once or
did
twice a
everything.
week. I forget. It's a long time ago. I forget how many times we did trainings, but we also were on call. So in case there was ever an incident, we'd have to go off to the call. But over those 4 years, I grew in my experience in firefighting. I graduated from firefighting school. I became the training officer on the fire brigade. But at the same time, I grew from banquet waiter to supervisor to their signature fine dining restaurant to like assistant manager. So both careers were growing at the same time.
I see.
And at one point, I had to
like
make a
you're
choice.
good at everything then.
He's very multitasking.
Multitasking person, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
Volunteer.
The double salary I like.
Volunteer.
The double work I don't like.
What is the most challenging things, in the firefighting field, and then you should go to the hotel? Is there any moment that you remember about it?
Nothing really challenging because the firefighting team was made up of hotel staff. So we were all one team. So the same people you see at work is the people that you train with and you support. And we were very specific for that hotel, in that hotel area. So it was a great sense of pride. It's not like you're in a big city and you don't know who you're helping. You knew why you were volunteering. You knew why you were doing that. But over 4 years, both were growing, and as you get more senior, it's harder to do both because you have more responsibility.
That's correct. The more responsibility.
So at one point in my life, I had to make a choice.
Okay.
Pick one or the other.
Okay.
And so that was a very tough choice.
Okay, tell us, how do you make that choice? Because as far as I can see, the firefighter is your dream actually, right?
It was my dream.
Yeah, it was a big decision because it turns out you choose the hotel industry.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
You are making a decision against your dream.
Yes.
What happened that time?
So I know we're talking to your rock stars and we're trying to give inspiration, maybe ideas for them to grow their career or develop. So I will try to summarize it that whatever you're applying to, your dream is obviously one aspect. So it's something you want to consider. But you also need to consider what makes you happy every day of your life. And so that's also very important to consider. So whatever your dream is, that's maybe out of reach. So you have to be happy and you have to enjoy.
Because
every day
many
of your life.
many people believes in do what you love instead of love what you do.
Yes.
What do you think about it? So I think you choose the love what you do.
Yes. So I really started contemplating what makes me happy. Like, what do I love to do every day? And so one time I had my volunteer firefighter friends over. In Canada, I love to do barbecues. I love wine. I like to host. I like to have my friends around me. Even though I'm not a great cook, but it's not pretty, but delicious food. And so I had them over, and I was serving them food, pouring them wine, and one of them said, "JP, you look so happy." And I was smiling. I was pouring wine, and he said, "Why don't you do this?"
So it's not about being happy or not. It's about your purpose.
Yes.
To make others happy.
Well,
to
I guess.
see others smile,
Yeah.
right?
But JP always look happy.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I'm here. I'm
it's
sitting in
a
front of
good
you with a glass of
vibe.
wine.
Yeah,
I'm sitting here in front of
yeah.
you with a glass of wine.
Exactly.
And so they said, "Do this." And I didn't get it. I said, "What do you mean do this?" And they said, "You should have your own restaurant. You look so happy." And I was happy because I had my friends making them happy going around. Now, obviously, at 23, 24 years old, I don't have the money to own a restaurant. So that didn't quite work out so well. But then I realized, okay, if I choose hospitality and I go in it, every day I'm going to think of the people I'm serving, the guests in my hotel or in my restaurant as my friends. I'm hosting, and I really enjoy that. But then when it comes to your dream, I had to think, okay, my dream was to help people, help the community.
Yes.
So how can I include that in my work? So today I feel very privileged. I'm in a position where our corporate social responsibility programs, our initiatives that we do, working with Annika Linden and collaborating, I have the ability now in my role that I can help the community, and maybe even more so than as a firefighter.
Yes.
So that dream of mine I can still do. So I have my life and my happiness every day, and I can still actually fulfill that dream of helping people.
Nice.
So you don't have to be a doctor
think-
or a firefighter. You can do that in any type of
The
work.
point is, what makes you happy?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
What makes you happy of doing it, right?
It's the purpose to make us happy and the others happy, right?
I'm happy if I drink.
Yes, it
Exactly.
is you.
Okay, Risa, maybe.
Okay, so
you're the host. I'm just
yeah,
the co-host.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
But I love
took
to hear
over,
you
yeah.
guys like discussing, right?
over.
And so we have to go to the next segment about the tricky questions. JP, please, can you tell us about who was the meanest boss you've worked with? Is there any experience? I mean, like, good experience or bad experience, but we started with the bad one. How about
Yeah,
it?
I mean,
Okay.
for that many years.
Yeah,
you've been
for that
working
many
so-
years. Even
Too
if you
many
don't wanna,
people at
if
first.
you
Too many people.
Too many
you don't have
people,
to
right?
mention the names.
Well, I would never mention
Yeah.
names. I would never mention any names,
Mention
first of all.
one.
Yeah.
And
Just
you dealt with so many what do you call it?
hardships.
Boss, yeah.
Well, lots of different bosses, leaders, managers, whatever you want to call them. People telling you what to do.
That's right.
Now, I've had a very long career, and I do have to say, whether I'm lucky or privileged or in our industry, there's very rarely or very small amount of actual mean. You mentioned mean or bad bosses. There's very few actually mean or bad people in hospitality. Now, we have a lot of ineffective or maybe not so good.
That's a better way to say it.
But because when you say mean or bad, you think that they have a purpose, that they want to hurt someone or they want to cause pain.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
okay.
no, so
No,
actually
yeah.
I've never really had someone very, very mean.
Okay.
I think maybe one, but I'll but in 25 years,
okay,
just
okay.
one.
I changed my words.
But it doesn't matter,
What about,
right?
have you ever bumped into a brilliant asshole?
No.
A brilliant asshole.
I fully say no.
No.
There's no
Oh,
such thing as a brilliant asshole. The minute you're an asshole, you're not brilliant anymore. Because
because
Wait, I'll tell you. Because if you were brilliant,
Yes.
you would find a way to do that same result with compassion.
yeah.
So the
Agree.
minute you're an
Hey.
asshole, you're not brilliant anymore.
Yes.
So I don't believe it.
I agree.
So there's no
That's so
reason
inspiring.
to be mean or to
Yes.
cause trauma or fear in the world. The world has too much fear. And whether it's fear of tariffs or fear of economic collapse or fear of whatever, there's no reason for fear. You should not lead by fear.
Yeah.
So there's no such thing as a brilliant asshole.
What an
Fear is a choice,
inspiration.
Yeah, it's a choice.
It's a
Yeah,
choice.
it's a
Fear,
choice.
fear is a choice.
Yeah.
And so I would never wish anybody to work under someone who's mean or someone who is that way. And if they are, my recommendation is stay true to your values, stay true to what
your
you
morals.
believe in, to your morals. Stay true
Agree.
stay true to that. And if it's not the right environment, move. Life's too short. There's no reason to stay in a place where there's that. So
I like
there's,
that.
there's no place.
I like that.
And for all those bosses or leaders you may have that are ineffective, learn to communicate better, to communicate with impact.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to manage up. You have to learn how to get things done. You need to get results. So there's always a learning experience. And I did have that one individual that I mentioned, that I think maybe just one.
How you deal with that one individual?
Well, I didn't stay there very long. Like I said, there's no point.
There's no point, yeah.
There's no point in staying in that environment.
Yeah.
But I took back lessons from that experience that I hold more strongly today than from my greatest supporting bosses. And what it was is basically I learned and I committed, I will not do what they did. and I learned, I said, I will never lead to make people feel the way they made me feel. And I said, so I will not do that. So sometimes you learn things what you should do.
Yes.
And it's just as important to learn what you should not do.
Yeah.
So that one negative person in my life taught me a lot.
Okay.
And I told myself I will never be like this individual.
Yeah.
And so you can still
and
learn from
so for all those assholes who think they're self-brilliant,
They're
you
not.
don't access.
Cheers to that.
Cheers
Please
to
raise a glass.
that. Yay.
We need at least
Yeah.
20 times cheers, yeah?
Yeah.
Just stop.
I think we need that.
So was that the lowest point during your career, or something else?
No,
Because I'm sure you have like more than 20 years experience.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ups
so
and downs.
that one experience where I learned to never lead like that individual. The minute I left, I met up with some friends, and they said, "It's so great to see you back to yourself, JP." And I said, "What do you mean?" And they said, "The last 9, 10, 11 months, you never smiled." And you said earlier, I'm always smiling.
Yes,
I
that's
I didn't even notice it. And they said, you still said the same things. You still did what you do. We still went out, but you didn't have that smile anymore. And he said, your smile's back. And it was just changing the environment. And
Did it make you burned out or something, or did you experience some anxiety on that moment?
Well, yeah.
Yes, because
in that environment, you have anxiety at work. If you ever wake up thinking, "Oh, I don't want to go to work today," there's a problem.
There's a problem.
There's a problem, and I don't think any. Obviously, there are individuals with different circumstances, different life circumstances, but there's options out there.
Yeah.
And it may not be the dream that you had. It may not be the role that you studied for. I studied for psychology. I studied for firefighting.
Yes.
And here I am running a hotel. So I know some people say, "Oh, I've got but I studied this. I got a degree in this. Oh, my parents want me to do this." Find that joy you have and find a role that you can do it in.
Yes. So it doesn't take any like the real hospitality, university or study.
should be from the heart, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Should be from the heart.
Should be from the heart.
Okay.
And you learn as you go.
Okay, and so about the coworkers, like ever had any that really got on your nerves, or
On my nerves,
Oh,
Ollie.
yeah.
My
the initial is O
Yes.
L L.
Very easy to answer.
Well, I was gonna say my fantastic and phenomenal senior director of marketing and PR, who's here making sure I look good and sound well. No, but joking aside, I would say yes, but probably when I was younger, maybe more hot-headed or believed I knew it all. So maybe when I was younger, people probably got on my nerves. But I've mellowed in my old age or middle age or however old I am now. I've mellowed now, and I found ways that, like I said, there really aren't bad people.
Yeah.
You sure about that?
Well, in our field, and so like there are bad people in the world.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yes.
no,
In any kind of field.
there's definitely bad people in the world, but in generally in hospitality, in tourism, people have good intentions.
Yeah.
They may not know any better, and like you said, think that they're what you said, a brilliant asshole.
Assholes.
They may think that's the right way.
assholes who think they're brilliant.
But in general, people have good intentions.
Yeah.
And what I've learned over the last 20 plus years, it's something I've said before. There's an expression, there's like about a bad apple.
Yes.
Like if you have a bad apple, I usually don't have any bad apples. I say there's a few bananas, but no bad apples. And basically, I say that saying that you have good people, but in the wrong role or the wrong position or the wrong environment, so they don't understand their purpose.
Yes.
They don't understand what makes them happy. And so they get things wrong.
I see.
But if you can identify that and put people in roles that come naturally to them, they're going to succeed and be happier. So you got to put your bananas and your oranges in the right place. You got to find the right place.
And
for everyone.
durian.
And durian. Ugh, not a fan.
Oh, you're not a fan of
Okay,
durian.
but JP, everyone had their lowest point during the career, right?
Yes.
Tell us your lowest point and how you deal with that.
Well, I don't think.
Thank you.
See, I'm serving you. This is what I like
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah,
See
yeah,
this?
yeah.
I see your
I've
empty
been
glass. I
served
see
by
I
the general manager
Oh,
of
wow.
Sofitel.
Glass, and I'm
Wow.
like, I got
Yeah.
A gentleman,
Yeah,
yeah.
a gentleman. Cheers. We should
Cheers.
do the cheers.
Cheers again.
Yeah. Hey.
18 more cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Well, I mean, it's hard to talk about a lowest point in a career post-COVID because it usually goes back to COVID and the pandemic.
Yes,
So
yes,
obviously
yes. We always remember
that
that.
would take a big part. So that was probably one of the most difficult times.
It's very difficult that time.
Yes, it was a very
How
challenging.
you handle that?
Something I mentioned before: staying true to my values, my morals, doing what's right for the people around me.
Yes.
And I think that type of vision and support made me overcome, and I survived the pandemic with my team because we were together. And so it doesn't happen overnight. So I think we went through the difficult periods because of the bond and trust and the culture we had set up before that happened.
Okay.
So then when that happened, we stayed true to our values and we got through it.
Okay.
So if you don't have your values or culture in place and something bad happens, you can't then say, okay, now let's do what's right for everyone and support each other and get through the difficult time. People would say, fuck off. Like, you're on your own. They're going to say you're on your own.
Yeah.
But if you spend years building a culture, building trust, building a team, building community support and those relations, then when something bad happens or a difficult time arises, you tell everyone, don't worry. We're going to keep doing what's right. We're going to keep staying true to our values, and everyone will get together and you can get through that. And so unknowingly, the culture and the things that I was doing prior, probably what I learned as being a firefighter, got me ready for when the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
Because I was surprised about how willing my team members stuck it out, how their commitment, their dedication, but not just the team members, how my ownership, because they saw the way I led the team and the way the leadership of the hotel was, they supported us. And so there was that trust in there. And so if you want to get through the next down period in your career, in your life, start today building those relationships, building trust, and do it now.
Yes.
Don't wait for your house to be on fire.
Yes.
Preventing fires starts earlier,
Yeah.
so you got to start now.
Kindness is not a weakness.
We have fire
yeah?
extinguisher.
That's not going to save your house.
Save, yeah.
By the way,
The fire extinguisher will help you
By the
get
way-
out,
by the way-
but your house will burn down. Your house will burn down.
I want to ask about your basic study on psychology.
Oh.
Yeah. How do you find it strengthen your career and the connection into your team, the engagement? I mean, like, it's kind of an interesting study for me. Yeah. Because you learn about personality and others' vibe and how do you deal with it through your psychology knowledge.
Well, I studied psychology and sociology. I didn't graduate because I left to go to firefighting school. But I think my whole life I loved people, observing people, interacting.
Yeah.
And so my experience now, it's not really from that course I took at university.
Yeah.
It's your whole life.
Yes.
You're building
Your
that
experience,
kind of,
right.
So you're building
Yeah.
that every single day.
Yeah. And
Put down your phone, watch people. I'm not on social media.
Yeah,
I
I
prefer
heard
to watch
yeah.
people look around.
yeah.
Why you're not on social media? Tell me why.
I don't want to be on social media because I prefer to be social. Like now we're sitting around
Yeah.
drinking wine, this, that, whatever.
Yeah, this
I
is
don't know
social.
what type of filters you're going to put on your YouTube channel and make me look younger or whatever. But real
You
life
need-
is right
do we
now.
need to put the filter Bali?
Yeah.
Do you?
Real life is right now.
Yeah.
real-
And,
I
and
agree
so,
with that.
so, I try to take in every moment. I try to enjoy it.
Because we experienced the moment before social media, right?
Yes.
So we know the difference.
Yes, and yeah, because of our demographic.
That's correct.
Our age group, our little
That's
demographic.
Okay. Zillennials? No. Millennials? No. X? No.
Beta.
But the people have said they've told me, they're like, oh, but how do you share what you're doing or this, that, or whatever thing that you normally share? And I say, well, the people closest to me, I call them, I message them, I send them pictures. Like I try to call my mom,
Yeah.
and I said, that's how. And everybody else, I'm sorry, I don't care if you know what I had for breakfast.
Yeah.
You know what? I enjoyed.
Yeah.
I went. Ollie and I were talking about scones, and shout out to scones. I went there for breakfast. Loved it. I did not
scones
need.
in Jimbaran, right?
Yes.
I love it too.
I did not need to take a picture of my food and put it online and tell everyone I went to scones. What I did is my good friend, our senior director of marketing, Ollie.
Yay!
I talked to her about it. I talked to her about it. I didn't have to post.
Ah.
But you tell stories. You talk about
Yes.
it.
Okay.
A post
Yes.
that gets likes, I don't think is telling a story.
Yeah.
And and at the end of the day, I'm so busy with my life. If I have to worry about my online life, oh my God, where are you going to find time to do anything?
JP, you live to the fullest, right?
I try.
Yeah.
I envy you because I
Yeah.
try to stop social media.
It's hard.
Just can't.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's
So
very hard,
I was
actually.
very, I guess, lucky. I never really got started.
That's also considered.
Because my work took me. I've worked in 9 or 10 different countries in my career. I've traveled around a lot.
Yeah.
In 2009, I was in China, and back then there was no Gmail account, there was no Facebook, everything was blocked. So I couldn't actually set up. Before moving to China, I set up a Facebook account. Moved to Shanghai. I didn't touch it for like 3 years. And like 3 years later, I went back to Canada. I looked at my account. Nobody noticed I was gone. I think that was the saddest. I think that was the saddest realization.
That's your lowest point.
Maybe. I think I put a post back in Montreal, and people commented, "You left? Where'd you go?" And I was like gone for 3 years in Shanghai. So I realized, I think at that point, social media is not necessary, and so I deleted my Facebook account. And then again, traveling through whether it's Cambodia or Maldives, there was restrictions when Instagram first came out. There was restrictions on this. Even when I don't have a Netflix account. When Netflix was launched, it wasn't available in Cambodia. Then I moved to Maldives. It wasn't available. And so when it was a crazy start and there was so much interest, I had no access. And by the time I had access, the stories came out about how bad it is and all these things. So I'm like, okay, why start?
Yeah.
Why go there now? And so I've never got involved. So I guess I'm very lucky
That's
that
the right
way.
decision.
Yeah.
Actually, that's
JP
the right
live in the
decision.
present moment. So
Yeah.
many present moment. That's good.
Okay. Anyway, from the first day you start working in hospitality industry until you become a GM,
In Sofitel.
how many years does it take?
So 2000,
Is it the fast way or the slow way or the middle way?
I would say, I won't say fast, but I think
many years?
I think in the industry I was some of the youngest, whether director of operations or hotel managers.
If you are the youngest, so it should be the fast way. then.
Well, some of the youngest, because in now obviously in luxury properties, 5-star properties, usually it takes longer than if you're in the mid-scale or other properties. I was considered the number 2, so like a director of operations reporting to the GM for a luxury brand, Park Hyatt. I think back in 2013.
2013.
2013.
So I was 32.
it's like
so I was 32.
12 years
32.
ago.
Your
So-
first GM position was.
Well, I was the
you
number
were-
2. I was director of operations, so I was 32 years
32
old.
years old.
And then
At the age 32, you already become a GM. Is that correct?
no, director of operations.
Director of
Operations. So I was the number
okay.
2 at the property.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after that, when I was 33, 34, I had lots of GM roles offered to me.
I see.
And I said no because I wanted to
What?
have a quality path. It's not about the title. Like I said, so you need to be a quality
Okay. Okay.
So-
that's
Yeah.
that's
This is very
okay, that's
inspiring,
dagging,
right?
yeah, that's
Right.
dagging. I mean-
yeah.
So my
You gotta
first
output.
first position as a number 2, so the second in charge of a property, I was 32.
Yes.
It was 5 years later I got my first GM role at
5 years
37.
later, yeah.
5 years later.
5 years in that second in charge position is longer than most, but I waited for the right role, the right time, so I could be a successful GM. So my first GM role, I was 37, which is still considered young by most.
Yeah.
37 is young.
It's very young.
It's very young.
Yeah.
37, I was still.
Yeah, do the
Drunk
crazy.
at the
Yeah. You still do the crazy.
Well, you're still drunk right
37
now.
and up until now.
He's
Up
drunk
until
right now.
Iya
So.
kan? Iya kan.
Well, I should have come in. I've got 2 glasses in front of me. For those listening on the radio, I've got Jack Daniels. I got red wine. I'm on my 3rd glass of red wine.
Yeah, it's time for cheers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
another cheers.
have not had lunch, so
Okay.
I feel it getting very warm in here. So for those watching YouTube, I probably got a pinkish face right now.
Okay.
But no, yeah.
Oke, Jeff. Oh ya durasi. Oh ya baik. Iya durasi.
Okay.
Thank you, Ollie.
Thank you.
Before this, we did some kind of interrogation to your team.
Extreme.
Extreme interrogation.
Extreme interrogation.
We tortured that person a bit. The question was, what's the flaw of Pak JP? And the person said, I'm trying to find it, but I cannot find one.
Oh.
The person said like that. And then we tortured that person again.
And they still could not
And they
find it.
still
Yes, I cannot find it.
So what do you say about that? You think yourself is flawless or something?
No, absolutely not.
But the person cannot find any.
I know.
How come?
So I am not perfect. None of my team are perfect. But together we're perfect.
So sweet. Hey.
I like
So-
that.
So
Yeah.
JP already gave me money.
Bonus.
no. Well, all joking aside, because I've worked in luxury 5-star, I've worked with great brands,
Yes.
Ritz Carlton,
You are the
Park Hyatt.
GM of one of the.
Best.
Best.
Hotel. Thank you
Best
very much.
resort.
Thank you very much.
It's not easy to be like that.
And people sometimes demand perfection and they want you to be perfect in
Yes.
everything you do. So my psychology background, I realize nobody's perfect. We're human, and it's
That's
okay
right.
to make a mistake.
That's right.
But I expect of myself and my team that we still try. Come to work and try to be perfect. Care, put that effort.
Yeah.
And then when you don't achieve it, it's okay. You learn and you keep going. So you try to be perfect. And I've built my team, and I've had some phenomenal people working with me. We all have strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
But we all fit like a puzzle, but together, our performance, our results, they are perfect. Whether you talk to Sofitel La Maison, you talk
Yeah.
to our owners, you talk to the team, it's phenomenal. But if you take each of us alone, you'll find lots of mistakes.
Yes.
But so as a team,
Say that
they
again.
said that to me, I cannot find faults in them either. So together we work.
That's
So sweet. And so what's the most unforgettable moment with your Sofitel Bali Nusa Dua Resort Beach team? What do you recall the best memories about your team?
Oh my God.
Was when we are sailing on the boat?
No. There's a lot of memories, but so there's 2 that come to mind. One's not very specific. It was more of a feeling. I've worked in 15 hotels, I think, in the last 20 plus years.
Okay.
9 or 10 different countries. I move around a lot. And when you move countries, it's stressful.
Yeah.
I think there's surveys that say moving countries is the most stressful thing.
That's right.
Number 2, only to a divorce. So the only thing more stressful than moving countries is a
yeah.
divorce.
You can relate with it. Yeah.
So that's how the so that's the so that's the stress that's the stress level you have when you're moving countries, and I've gone through that a lot. When I arrived in Bali,
Yeah.
it was the most welcoming experience. It was smooth. The way the team got me set up made me feel comfortable. And so when I arrived in Bali, I was blown away. And I basically said, if this is what you do for our guests, we have a bright future. Because I felt so incredibly, so in my whole career, arriving in Bali was the most welcoming, smoothest, easiest setup I've ever had in my life.
Yes.
And due to the team and the care they put in. And then on those same lines, probably the most memorable thing would have been that my birthday celebration, my first year. And what the team did for me on my birthday, and then every year since then. It's not about giving champagne or whatever expensive gift or forcing everybody to sing you happy birthday, because that's awful. They look like they're prisoners having to sing happy birthday. But what the team has done for me showed that I was making a difference in their lives, and they wanted to make a difference in my life. And so lots of personalized gifts and just time together and notes and birthday cards.
When is your birthday anyway?
Secret. No. December.
Sagittarius. Fire! Fire!
I'm a fire monkey.
Yeah. Fire.
Element fire, year of the
fire.
monkey.
Continue.
But so my most special experiences and memories aren't even about work. And that's what you get when you come to the Sofitel Bali Nusa Dua Beach Resort. So please, I have to plug it in. Ollie's saying, "Where's the promo for the hotel?" So I do have to plug it in. So that's what you experience when you come in.
I wear a scarf from Sofitel. Love this so much.
That's the plug for the property. It is the people. It is not me or the building. You can find newer buildings, this, that, whatever. But for the guests who take the time to speak with our colleagues and our artists and get to know them, they come back for life and they love it. Now, obviously, we can't please everyone. Some people don't want that. But those who want that connection with the community, with the people, come to our hotel and speak to our team. They're phenomenal people.
I remember the picnic on the beach in Sofitel, right? Yeah. It's truly an amazing experience.
The whole place is an amazing experience.
Yeah, we were doing the party inside the Sofitel, right? Yeah. Thank you so much, Lombali.
But JP, actually, there's tons of questions I want to
ask a few more. I'll speed through some questions, some answers.
Anna is already giving the sign.
But he can edit some. Is there any top important questions left?
This is the final question.
Yes.
So, complete the sentence. To become a very good or successful in career, what do I have to become?
What do we need?
Yeah, because I was going to say, I know he said before his English is not so great.
Yeah.
You don't have to become...
actually.
Yeah.
You don't have to become anything. Because if you say, what do I need to change in myself to be successful? You'll never be successful, because every day you're going to be worrying about yourself. So...
Okay, so what should I do then? What should we do then?
Take time to know yourself. What makes you smile every day? What makes you happy? What do you enjoy in life? And then find an environment that allows you to do that. And I'm going to say in an environment, because title means nothing.
Yes. I agree.
There are general managers who have someone directly above them. Telling them what to do. That's the real general manager, and the other person's a babysitter. So if you want, so the title means nothing, and so I have candidates who apply to me, and they're like, I'm a senior waiter, or I am the director of blah blah blah, and I say, okay, so who do you report to? Oh, I report to the senior director, and who does a senior director report to? The extra older senior director. And so title means nothing. So if you want to be successful, truly successful, find out what you love, go in an environment that lets you do that, and smile, be happy, make a difference. And you know what?
Do it.
Good things will come to you.
Yes.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
You sure?
Yes.
Yay! Everybody!
If it's not, then
JP.
you're not in the right environment.
Exactly. Don't change yourself, change your environment. If it's not working out for you, and that could even be, many executive chefs like to be creative. But if they have a leader above them, whether a hotel manager or GM, who controls them and tells them what to cook every day, tells them what to do, they're going to be unhappy.
Yes.
So you can have an executive chef unhappy with the title, but you can have a chef de cuisine in another environment love his job because he has the freedom to do what he wants. So whatever is making you happy, find the right environment. Forget the title. Be in an environment that supports you. It's hard.
Yeah.
It won't happen overnight, but spend the years investing in that. And then you'll have a team like I have here who's looking at me over there.
Hey, love it, Molly. Trust you.
My gym is better than yours.
I trust you.
Now I
Yes.
understand. Ollie told me about it.
Yes, yes.
You trust your team, yeah.
Absolutely. It's because of my team that they don't see my flaws. And they say I'm
I
perfect.
see.
It's because of them.
I
That's
see,
why
that's
they make me
nice.
look good.
All right then.
Well, okay then. Yeah, we're running out of
Run out of
time.
time.
Yeah.
Kita
After this, yeah.
overtime banyak
I hope
ya.
I get invited back.
Yeah, of course we should. We should throw
Thanks
another
a lot.
party.
I learned a lot from you.
Yeah. Hey, another party. Who's agree with me? And so that's it. Walaupun abis ini kita akan masih ngobrol-ngobrol lagi sama JP, tapi di luar ini ya, Rockstars.
Rockstars, I hope you
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Please.
Yay, thank
hope
you
you
so
enjoyed it, ya,
much
benar-benar.
Mr. JP, the General Manager of Sofitel Bali Nusa 2 Beach Resort. Dan abis ini Rockstars tetap aja stay tune di 87.8 FM, The Rockin Life Bali. Dan kita juga
Apa?
apa?
Lupa. Oh, di halaman 2.
Ada halaman 2-nya guys. Oke.
Jangan lupa
Ya,
kalau
jangan
kembali
lupa
nyanyi ke
ya.
Sofitel.
Harus mention ya. Oke. Thank you so much for Mr. JP, the General Manager of Sofitel Bali Nusa 2 Beach Resort, yang sudah bergabung sama kita. Banyak banget kan pastinya kan ya, Rockstars. Dari tadi nih kita sudah dengerin cerita dan inspirasi yang kita dapatkan hari ini. Dan semoga juga menginspirasi lo semua untuk berkarir yang lebih fire daripada the firefighter. Yes, the Sagittarius, the fire element one nih kan. Jangan lupa buat like, comment, dan subscribe YouTube The Rockin Life. And see you on the other episode of the Rockin Podcast. We'll see you soon and bye-bye.
Bye.
Where everyone can be a rock star. TRL, The Rockin Life.